everyone, welcome back. My name is Maggie. I have been trying to film this low consumption challenge check-in a number of times, and I've either always been interrupted or like boring myself by rambling. So this is going to be it. I'm just telling myself right now, this is it. Let's go ahead and dive in. So this is a kind of reflection of the month of January. I started a low consumption challenge in November. So I've been in this for a couple of months now, which is great. I have my rules here in front of me in my notebook and a couple of notes, and I'm going to talk through, I do have like a slight shift in one of my rules. We'll talk through that, and we'll talk about my successes, the temptations, all of that. So let's go through kind of how January went. For temptations, I caught myself scrolling a little bit, and I caught myself going into like the Insta ads, you know, you get between like when you're watching people's stories and stuff. I caught myself going and checking out those websites a little bit more. So I'm going to blame that habit on winter. It is cold. I live in Minnesota. It's January. It's gloomy. When it is sunny, it's absolutely freezing outside. And I just am feeling stir crazy. I think winter is really fun when you have the holidays, but after that, like, can we be done with it? So I do feel myself like being kind of bored and looking for like some sort of stimulation, looking for some dopamine. So that is definitely what I'm going to contribute a lot of that scrolling tendency towards. Now, I didn't buy anything. I was able to resist, but I've caught myself looking a lot. And there really isn't a good reason for that. You know what I mean? And it was random stuff like, I don't know, just because something's cool doesn't mean I need it, you know? Like, it's just, I can appreciate something being cool or pretty or whatever, but that does not equal Maggie must have it in her life. So yeah, talked myself off the ledge a couple of times with those. I do think that I need to be a little bit more intentional on disturbing that, you know, habit. For example, my friend and I went mini golfing last week, and it was a blast. And that's like, I need an activity that is on a weeknight, I think, to one, get me out of the house because I work from home. Like, I'm here all day long, and something that's, you know, a little bit different. So I'm okay with spending money on experiences. My low buy is really focused on the number of items and feeling kind of like my house is like overly cluttered and just that type of thing. I'm tired of having so many backups, etc. So I'm okay, like from a financial perspective, of spending $25 to go mini golfing. That's fine with me. My more focus is not accumulating more things. So that's just a little bit of like a raw train of thought. Let's get into some of the actual readouts though. So I'm going to just kind of talk through my rules and share with you if I have any spending that fit in that rule or whatever. So rule number one is with consumables, it's a replacement only system. So I need to focus on using what we already have available in our home before I go out of my way to purchase something and bring something new into my home. So this includes things like beauty products, candles, cleaning supplies, like clothes, anything that in general I have plenty of, I don't need to go get more of, you know what I mean? So breaking that down a little bit further, accessories, I don't want to be bringing in any accessories. I have plenty of shoes, plenty of jewelry, plenty of belts, bags, like I'm good on the accessory front. I did not buy any in January. I wasn't tempted by any, so that's been going really well. The only exception to that is I am the maid of honor in my best friend's wedding this summer. So when it is time, probably in like June, to purchase the dress and the shoes and the earrings and whatever she wants me to wear for her photos, that is allowed. But any other accessories outside of that, not allowed. You know what I mean? So we're doing good there. Clothes really are replacement only. I'm good on clothes. I have been losing inches and weight, so my clothes are fitting differently now that I'm very consistent with going to the gym in the morning. So that's been interesting. In December, I needed to buy a new pair of jeans that actually fit me. But otherwise, I'm okay. You know, my clothes are a little bit looser, but I'm all right with that. You know, again, I work from home, so as long as I look presentable and put together, it's not that big of a deal. But right now, I'm doing okay. Didn't buy any clothes, wasn't tempted by anything. For beauty products, I did have 4 purchases. So let's talk about those. And I have them here to show you because show and tell is always a lot more fun. So on January 2nd, I cut 5 inches off the ends of my hair. I have really like thin and fine hair already. But when it gets, you know, pretty long, it gets like straggly at the end and it makes it look even thinner than it is. So I cut what was about 5 inches off. It really didn't look like that much hair on the ground, but my hair now, and of course it's pulled back today, but it feels a lot thicker. It feels a lot fuller. It looks great. I'm loving it. And so while I was there, I got recommended 2 hair products. So one of these I love, one of them I kind of regret. The one that I'm loving is this one from Wella. It's a ultimate repair hair rescue treatment. So you just spray it in your hair and let it sit for about 90 seconds. So I was asking my hairstylist because when I go to the gym, I swim. So I'm in the pool 4 to 5 days a week. And then other days I'll be on the treadmill to give my shoulders a break. But anyway, I'm in the chlorine a lot and I wear a swim cap. I put in leave-in conditioner before I go in the pool, etc. But I really want to try to keep my hair strong, and I did not have a product designed to do that in my routine. So she recommended this one. She said after you shower, you know, and wash your hair and everything, you spray this in, let it sit for 90 seconds. She said, you know, do your skincare or something, get dressed, whatever, and then brush it through and then do the rest. I have been loving this. I have been very consistent with it, and I'm curious to see, you know, in a couple of months how my hair feels. But so far, I'm really liking this. I'm okay with this purchase. It was kind of adding a category, but my goals for my hair health are really important to me, so I'm okay with this one. This one, did I need it? No. So this is the Paul Mitchell Extra Body Sculpting Foam. It's a mousse. And I do have another mousse at home. So she recommended using a mousse just to give myself a little bit more volume when I blow dry my hair. Again, because it's very fine and like baby soft. So I need something to make it kind of sticky, kind of tacky, so it holds its shape. So ultimately I came home and I do have a mousse that I use when I curl my hair, like naturally curly. And I tried that and it's not the same thing. So I did feel like at that point, I looked through my stash, I didn't have any other mousse. So I did decide to pick up this mini. I'm not loving it. I do have a texturizing spray, which honestly does the same thing of what I'm looking for. So I do feel like this is a little bit of a cheat. Like I had a texturizing spray that would achieve what I was looking for, and I decided to pick something else. So I'm going to count this as like, oops, I broke the rules. But I have learned that I prefer the texturizing spray, so I don't need to like explore mousses again in the future, unless it's for when I wear my hair curly, if that makes sense. So anyway, the nice thing is that I did remember, wait, you've never tried this product before. Why don't you buy the mini size? So I'm glad that I bought the mini size. I'm probably about halfway done with it. And when I finish it, I won't be repurchasing. But wanted to be really honest that I kind of found myself finding a loophole to buy this. And now that it's after the fact, I'm regretting it. So, oops. Okay, the other 2 things were justified though. So this is the Milani eyeshadow primer. I go through about one of these a year. I finally finished up my last one. So I bought another one in, one out, easy enough. And then I also got the Supergoop Protectant Daily SPF. I am panning mine. It's like literally days away from being done. And I had previously purchased the Fenty Stick Skin Tint Foundation situation, and I was testing it and it just wasn't sitting on my skin right. I tried a couple different primers, like it wasn't for me, okay? And so I realized I was still in the window where I could return it. So I decided to return it, and instead of trying something new, I picked up a product that I know I already love that I'm almost done with. So I'm going to count this. It is a little early as a 1 in, 1 out. However, this literally has probably 2 days left in it, so it's fine. But I thought that I was proud of the fact that I really thought through it instead of, oh, well, I'll just go try this instead. I said, no, we're not going to experiment. Let's just stick with something that I know I like. So anyway, I wear the shade 14N in case you're curious. It's a great product, and I'm happy that I'll have another one. So those are the 4 beauty products and the whole stories behind all of them. Moving on though, Hobbies. So I realize I don't have it here, but I did buy a sweatband for when I'm on the treadmill, because I typically walk at an incline and I get sweaty, okay? So I wanted to get a sweatband because, again, I work out in the morning. I put my hair up in a sleepy tie, and then like my roots were getting so sweaty and wet, and it was hard for me to revive my hair for work. So I decided to buy a sweatband. It was $11 on Amazon, and it's been awesome. So it like absorbs my sweat, and then I can just do a quick blow dry on my roots, and then my hair is good to go. So that has been a real lifesaver, and I only bought one hair sweatband situation. I didn't buy like one to match every outfit. I just bought one kind of charcoal black one, and it's been great. So I'm happy with that. Basically, my rules for hobbies is within reason, not to be the out to buy things, but if it's genuinely going to improve any of the hobbies that keep me busy and keep me off of scrolling and looking for things to buy, I'm in support of it. So that was good. And then I also got some books. So originally I had said I need to read through all of the books that I have available, and I had, well, I still have 4 down here on my bookshelf that I haven't read yet. But I'm going to change the rule because the 4 that I have to read are all from Riley Sager, and I do enjoy Riley Sager, but I don't want to read Riley Sager's kind of mystery thrillers back to back. Like, I need something in between. And I had read all of the Carly Fortune books, which are really like a light, beachy, cutesy little romance book, you know, like nothing over the top, but it's a nice book for me to read in the evening. It doesn't take a lot of brain power. It makes me feel good. I don't always want to have like the adrenaline rush of a thriller before I go to bed. Okay. So I decided I'm going to change the rule that for any books I sell, I can then buy a book to replace it. So that way the total number of books in my house is not increasing because it's a one in, one out situation, but then I have the availability to get something new. So I sold 7 books. I sold all 4 of the Carly Fortune ones because I read them all. I'm not going to read them again. And then I sold 3 of the Riley Sager books I had previously read. I still have 1 I'm trying to list right now. Anyway, that doesn't matter. So I sold 7 books, so I bought 7 books. So real quick, I bought them all on Mercari, which is really nice because a lot of the people selling books on Mercari have read the book like once and then they're done with it. And so you're basically getting a brand new book or one that's very gently used. And I like to have a physical book. I'm not a Kindle girly. I also struggle with the library because I want to read at my own pace. I'm not a super strong reader. So I don't want the pressure of having a due date or having to renew. Like that just stresses me out. So I like to buy my books. Okay. So right now I'm reading Bad Summer People. I'm almost halfway. Essentially what I like to do is read like 2 to 3 chapters at night before I go to bed. So like easy stuff like this is always nice for me. And then I have the Midnight Library. Excited for this one. And then I got a set of 3 Emily Henry books. I know that this is a very popular author right now. I've never read any of her books, so we'll see if I like her style or not. But I got Beach Read, People We Meet on Vacation, and Book Lovers. So we'll see how that goes. And then the other 2 I have here is Notes on Your Sudden Disappearance and The Wedding People. So I'm really excited to have this whole like kind of stash here for me to pick through. I have been really trying to spend more time reading. And again, when it's kind of like a light, easy read, you know, sometimes I get tired when I'm reading, so then I'll take a nap or like on the weekends. And I don't want to have to reread 3 chapters to remember what's going on. So, you know, books like these, you don't have to go back. Like you can kind of pick up wherever you are. So anyway, that is a slight change in my rules, but I think it still aligns to my ultimate goal of not like bringing more stuff in because I already cleared the space for these to kind of refill. So anyway, that's my strategy with books going forward. But now I have plenty, so I probably will still kind of sell things as I read it and then just like bank up, you know, like maybe I can buy like 4 books at one go then instead of like every month bringing in a new book. You know what I mean? Okay. The other things that we need to talk about is the home category. So I didn't make any home decoration purchases. The only things that we bought were 1 laundry detergent, which I know sounds really boring, but it was an exciting moment for me because I had a bunch of laundry detergent that was like half used. I had, you know, a couple of different brands of things. Like it was just taking up space. So to finally get through all of that half-used stuff, which is really exciting for me. And now I have 1 laundry detergent and it's so clean and there's not clutter and it feels amazing. So I wanted to mention it because something as simple as that is laundry detergent is something that I was kind of like stockpiling. And I think that there's a happy medium. Like, I think it's okay to have one backup of things so that you're not constantly at the store, or if something's out of stock, you're not inconvenienced. But I don't need to have 12 backups. You know, like I need to find the more reasonable side of a backup stash. And that's why this is a really good reset for me. Oh, and then the other thing that we bought for the home were 2 ladles, which is super random. We didn't have any, and we've been trying to make all of the other serving utensils work, and they just aren't the same as like a good scoop ladle. So I bought 2, one that has drainage holes in it and one that doesn't. It was $7 for the 2 of them at our grocery store. Not a big deal. But we finally got to the point, like we were making chili and like nice casseroles and stuff like that. And you had nothing to like scoop it up with, you know? So anyway, that's where we're at. Those became a need. All right, then the last rule I have is with regards to gifts. So I'm allowed to give gifts, but I didn't want gifts to become a reason to shop, if that makes sense. Sometimes I have found myself in that trap. So the rule is that I'm allowed to give gifts when there's like an actual reason to, and it is a $30 budget. So I had 2 gifts that I bought in the month of January. One, well, I didn't really buy it, but one was for a birthday, and I have used the opportunity in the past when Target does 10% off gift card sales to stock up. So I will buy like 6 Target gift cards at a time, each with like $20 or $25 on it. And then I keep it in the area where I keep like my gift wrapping paper, cards, that type of thing. Like it's with my gift supplies. And it's great. One, because who couldn't use a Target gift card? It's a great gift. It kind of opens up the door to anything somebody might need. They can buy groceries, they can buy household things, they can buy fun clothes. They've got kids stuff. Like Target's kind of a nice store to give a gift card to because it can be for anything. And number 2, it's been nice to have that stash because, you know, sometimes people have life events that just happen, and I like having something available, and that I got them cheaper. So I gave one of those gift cards in January for a birthday, and then I did buy my husband a Valentine's gift. So it's not going to be delivered until February, but for this challenge, I'm counting when I made the purchase, not necessarily when I received the item. So I made the purchase in January still. And I bought him a custom t-shirt with our cat all over it. And I can't wait to see it. I'm so excited. So that's on its way. That ended up being $32 with shipping, which I think is fine. Like, I know it's technically $2 over $30, but with shipping, it's fine. It's close enough. The whole idea of the $30 limit is to prevent me from like going overboard. And I think that I'm okay. So those are all the purchases. The last thing I need to update you on is I have a kind of like a side quest to earn $500 from selling things. So in my notebook here in front of me, I have been keeping track of what I've earned each month. So in November, I earned $150.41 from selling stuff, primarily through Mercari and Facebook Marketplace. In December, I earned $278.07. So if we were to combine November and December together, that was $428.48. So within the first 2 months, I was super close to hitting that 500 goal. So January, we sold 17 things, which happens to be the same number of things that I brought into our home this month. So it's like a complete wash, and that was really satisfying to see. But in January, we made $436.81. So now my cumulative total is $865.29. So yeah, crushed the whole $500 thing. So the big one is my husband had some like designer sneakers that he realized really weren't his style. So we sold those, and I think we ended up getting like $350 after you took out shipping and, you know, like netting $350. So that was a big part of it. And then I also sold some shoes, those books, a couple of other like small random things. But yeah, I'm really shocked that I've already surpassed that. And I would say every dollar adds up. Like most of our earnings are from, you know, $10 here. You know, on Mercari, it gets funny because you have shipping. So like sometimes I'll sell a book and only make like $1.05, but all of that adds up. So don't be discouraged if you are on a selling journey. I think it's such a wonderful thing to try, at least. And my tip is, at least what's helped me is I have a laundry basket that anytime I declutter something for my home and I decide I'm going to sell it, it goes into that laundry basket and it goes into the closet or like in the corner or wherever. But anything that's currently for sale is in that basket for two reasons. One, because then I can find it when somebody messages me on Facebook and they say, hey, can I come over today to get that? I know exactly where it is. And two, it does feel different. Like it's not within, like if I'm selling a sweater, it's not within my clothes still sitting there. It's actually removed from that spot. It's in its own special like purgatory. And what I feel like I'm going to do is, you know, after a few months, if things don't sell, I'll just donate it. But at least it's in its own contained space. It's the laundry basket. And when it starts to get empty, then I know that I got to go find some more things to sell. So that's been really working nicely for us without taking over our house. Like things are pretty well organized anyway. So all of that to say, I feel like my low buy is going really well. Again, my goals are much more focused on the consumption aspect and how my home feels. We have more work to do. There's still plenty of things that we can go through and drawers and cabinets and all of that, but it has been nice that regularly my husband and I are talking about, I don't know, do you want that? No, you don't? Okay, me neither. Let's get rid of it. Whereas I feel like in the past, our assumption was, well, it must, whatever thing must be there for a reason. Somebody must want it. And sometimes I'm like, oh, I thought you wanted it. And then my husband's like, no, I thought you wanted it. And neither of us want this, you know, vase or whatever it is. So it's been refreshing to open that conversation up, I would say. So yeah, that's what I have to share with you. Would love to hear from you in the comments section. Let me know if you do like videos or anything where I can watch your update. Or if not, just write out how is it going? What are your goals? Are you achieving them? All of that fun stuff. I think it's really nice when we can connect as a community on kind of like similar interests. So would love to hear from you down below in the comment section. For February, looking ahead, I really don't see any exception spending or needs. It is going to be Valentine's weekend, which is always fun. My husband and I have tickets to go to an orchestra concert. And we'll have dinner, I'm sure. But other than that, you know, there's not a ton coming up. There's no need to be buying things for the house or anything like that. So I'm hoping that we have a really kind of boring month and just kind of keep moving forward. So yeah, that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon in my next one.